Hi, it's Karen, and I just want to give you a quick tour of the menu site to make sure that you know what all of the features are and have been able to find everything that you need here. When you get your email from us each week, it's going to take you directly to your menu page for that week. So right now we're looking at week 1 menu. You'll see right here there's a little welcome video from TK and I, and then you will see your 5 recipes for the week. Each one of these I'm going to drill into in just a minute, but first I want to go over the shopping lists. So down below you'll see 3 different ways to look at these shopping lists. The first one is the full week. So if you're going to cook all 5 recipes this week, you're going to want to print one of these shopping lists. Now this first one is just built as is with the recipes. If you are in a smaller house and want to cut your recipes in half, you'll want to use one of these lists. Or if you're wanting to double the recipes, you can click on this shopping list. But let me show you what one of those looks like. Give it a second to open up here. Okay, so you see how this has got your whole shopping list all in one place, and they're kind of grouped together by, all the produce is together and the canned goods are together and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see that there. I'm going to close this for now. Then we have another way to look at the shopping lists. The second one is just if you want to view your shopping list by recipe. So where this comes in handy is if you are, say, just going to cook 2 or 3 things off of the list, we've broken the shopping list down by recipe. That way you can just kind of zero in and get just the things that you need for those couple of recipes. And then the last thing is just if you want to print out a shopping list just for one specific recipe, you'll see those are all down here. Okay, so that's your basic tour of the shopping list. Just play around with that and figure out which one's going to work best for you. You'll see at the bottom of the menu we have a little write-up on each one of the recipes to give you an overview of what you have ahead. And then I'm going to show you what one of the recipes looks like. So for example, let's click on Mexican pizza. It's going to open up a page with the recipe on it. So you'll see there's a quick summary. And then at the bottom you'll see we have these 3 sections. Every recipe is going to have this at the bottom. First of all, if you're watching your weight, we've got some tips for ways that you can trim back and make it a little bit better that way. We also have a section here called Where's the Beef? And this is for anyone that's wanting to add meat to any of the recipes. This is where we make recommendations about how you might add meat if you're looking to do that. And then the third thing are just some preparation tips, either time savers or little tips and tricks that we've discovered over time that are useful. Okay, so you'll find those at the bottom of every recipe. Also, you're going to see these 2 quick buttons at the bottom. This one here on the right is your individual shopping list. So if you just wanted to print the shopping list just to make this one particular thing, you can access that right here. The other thing here is step-by-step instructions, and this is really handy if it's the first time you've ever looked at the recipe. If you go to that button, it's going to show you step-by-step how to gather up your ingredients and how to just one step at a time work your way through the recipe. It's really handy, at least for somebody like me who likes to just, I'm more visual, and it helps me if I can kind of see what's involved. So let's go back to the menu page. Okay, so we covered the recipes. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you on the recipe page is there's 2 ways to print it. You can use this print button up here, and it will allow you to just print out this recipe. So if you don't have the computer in your kitchen and you just want to print out a recipe to use, you can use that button there, and it'll allow you to delete out the picture and other things if you're wanting to save ink, so you don't have to print out this whole entire page. So that's a handy button to use. The other one right here, the Save Recipe button, we're going to cover that in a separate video. You'll see that down below. This is our zip list feature, and it's another great way to build your grocery list. So we're going to cover that in a separate tutorial. Okay, so back to the weekly menu. We covered the recipes, we looked at the shopping lists. The other thing I just want to show you real quickly is if you haven't had a chance to look at your quick start guide, you'll see that we've got just some tips for getting the most out of your memberships, building a salad, things that you want to have in your pantry, some handy kitchen gadgets that we think every kitchen should have, breakfast ideas, some snack stuff, and just some other resources for you. So spend a little time browsing around there and getting familiar with some of those ingredients and things. This other button here, the menu vaults, when you click on that, this is the page that you can go to look at all of the past weeks. So if you're at week 14, for example, you're going to have access to all of the weeks prior to week 14. So you can just come to this page if you're ever wanting to go back and look at another recipe, at a previous recipe. The other thing is you can always, right over here on the right, go to this quick site search, type in, say you can't remember the name of it, say, it was, I don't know, it was something pizza. Well, just type in the word pizza there, it'll do a quick search and it'll pull up all of the different pizzas that we have in the program. So that's also handy. Another thing here you'll see is categories. And so if you just want to pull up just burgers or just casseroles or just things with lentils, that kind of thing, you can find that there. The other thing up here is the monthly lessons. Every month we're going to be sending you a quick little nutrition lesson, and you'll have access to all the lessons here on this page, but we'll be pointing you to them one at a time. Okay, but if you ever want to go back and look at a previous month's lesson, you can come to that monthly lesson page and find it. And then lastly, this recipe button is here. And this is just a way to browse through all of the recipes all at once. You have access to this from the very beginning, so if you're wanting to just try something else, or like I said, search those categories and find something for a potluck or something that you got coming up, that's a good place to go and browse around. So I think that's it. I think I gave you a quick little tour. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We're right here ready to help. Have fun cooking.